Just before I go into the rest of the video, I do want to point out that I do know that Obi-Wan was eventually going to be a scripted series, and it was literally planned out in weeks from filming, and then it was put on hold and rewritten and so forth, and no one really knew why. And that was one of the steps between the series we got and the Mandalorian series and the original Obi-Wan movie that they were talking about. Hello, Steve Hearts 89. Okay, so this is not shocking or surprising. It's not really even news on some level, but it is. Basically, good old Ewan McGregor. We love Ewan McGregor. I love Ewan McGregor. I'm sure he's a very sweet man. He was talking about Kenobi. And if you all don't know, Kenobi was originally supposed to be a film, and then it was turned into The Mandalorian, and then it was turned into a Mandalorian series, and then they went back and said, well, we can make a Kenobi series. We just have to stretch it out and, stretch the movie out into like 4 hours or whatever and split it into 6 episodes or however many they made, 8 episodes or whatever. So they did that, and he was just talking quite innocently about how, originally the story was about Luke and Kenobi, because Luke is the hero, Luke is the main character, Luke, saves the universe, Luke destroys the Death Star. Leia doesn't do that. And they're trying to make Leia into the main character because political reasons, and it's like, as much as that sounds ridiculous, it's true. I mean, it's just the truth. They just said, okay, let's just make Luke secondary. Let's bring Leia in when she shouldn't be in this. She wasn't in that story. She was raised separately from Luke. They didn't even meet each other, and Obi-Wan Kenobi didn't even appear to even know her either. But she knew of him, and she asked him for help. But now they make it out that he was taking care of her. It's just ridiculous. It doesn't make any sense. It breaks the canon, and it's the first real example of them just throwing canon away. They made a lot of dumb decisions, but they all fit into canon in the other series and everything. This totally breaks it, and for no reason other than just to highlight Leia over Luke, because they have issues with Luke, because the creators, the people working on the show, seem to see him as some sort of symbol of white supremacy or white privilege or whatever, misogyny, whatever. They just have to get rid of him and make it all about Leia. Now, if they want to make a Leia series showing how she grew up on, is it Andor? I can't remember the name of her planet. That would be fine. But to come into the Obi-Wan series and sideline Luke and make her the main character when she shouldn't have even been on that planet is just beyond ridiculous, and it shows they really don't care about canon. They really, they have their intentions, their political ideals, their political sort of things they want to get out, and they don't care how they do it and what they break to do it, and they don't care about the fans and if they actually enjoy it. Now, new fans who are not as familiar with the old show, old movies that have watched the newer shows, they're not going to notice so much, but people who've watched the old movie, we know Leia wasn't in that story, and you can't watch it and have it fit. She just doesn't fit. It doesn't work. Now, they could have had a black character just like the one that they had come in and hunt Luke. That's people saying, oh, you just don't like the show with the black character. They could have had that same character playing the exact same role, but just have her chasing Luke or trying to find Luke, not trying to find Leia. It's nothing to do with race, nothing to do with that actress. It's to do with the fact that it doesn't fit in the story, the established story that Leia wasn't basically raised by Kenobi, which is the way it sort of feels. Now, I must admit I've only seen bits of it and read reviews. I haven't actually watched the show yet. But I know enough about Star Wars and the new series to know that this doesn't work, and they shouldn't have done it. They should have kept it about Luke and made another series all about Leia. And I don't see, there's no problem with that. It's like if they'd done a series all about Teela. Well, they did do a series all about Teela and He-Man, but if they just presented it as that originally, fans wouldn't have had an issue with it. It's the breaking canon, it's the lying, it's the bait and switch, all these things that they do which just disrespect people and give the haters so much ammunition, and the racists and the bigots and all these people who hate the show for the wrong reasons, who have the wrong issues with the show, they give them so much ammunition to use, they just make it easier for them. And nobody wins. And I'm just surprised that it's being reported that, Ewan McGregor admits that this was the case. I'm like, what? Like, we didn't know that. Like, that wasn't so obvious. Like, it wasn't clear what the original intention was, and someone came in and said, no, we need to make it like this. And we don't care about those old white men who watched the show in the 70s, the movies in the 70s, and they actually remember what happens in the movie. We don't care about them. We're making it for a new audience. We'll make another show for a new audience. Don't take something that's already established and working and break it to fit the mold you want it to fit into. Because the people who deserve to have this show, who earned it as fans, don't get to enjoy it because it doesn't work. You know, yeah. I'm done. Rant over. I'm not a huge Star Wars fan, but this is just such an obvious mistake, wrong thing, and so baffling that people are surprised to hear that this is how it started off and that's how it went. I'm going to go. Feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. Thanks. Bye.